Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legend Tempest. We're having a bit of a rough one here. Things aren't going that well for us on land, where we're completely hedged in, or on the sea, where we've just lost our entire burgeoning navy to neutrals. But, you know, this is to be expected. We're in new surroundings, dealing with new mechanics, and we're just learning how things work. Remember, no game that you play is really about winning that particular game. It's all about learning so that you're more likely to win games in the future. Somebody built a thing. Okay, it's not one of the two things that we were building. Our city is being sieged by... They're pillaging the extractor that is built in our city center, and they're sieging the city. That's alright. Once we get our hero over here, he'll be able to clear this all up. So one problem that we're definitely having is that our boats are not upgraded enough. Our navy needs to be significantly more upgraded. We did get access to tier 3 exotic alloys, but this is something that I've noticed in the game that I played off camera. This is not what I wanted. Here we go. There are no tiers to the naval equipment. If you have access to any tier of titanium and glass steel weaponry, you have access to the titanium and glass steel ship stuff, but the tier 1 research is not any worse than the tier 3 research, because there's only one type of glass steel and titanium thing for each slot. This has some interesting implications in that it, first of all, means Broken Lords are actually an okay naval faction, because they start with that tier 1 defensive research, which means they have the best possible boat armor for that era. It also means that the fact that we got the naval, the tier 3 glass steel weapon technology isn't actually helping our navy that much. And it actually does give you a reason to research this tech, potentially. If you really want to go hard on ocean control, these tier 1 techs are suddenly a lot better than they used to be. One of the things I really love about this expansion is that it's forcing me to completely reevaluate huge chunks of the game. I think this expansion has a much larger effect on the overall game than any of the previous ones. It's very exciting to me. So anyway, we're going to deliver our guys over here between the city militia and our 2 land units. We should be able to run these things off trivially. We need to get boats back in the ocean, but right now we're busy. I think it's important that we continue work on these legendary buildings. We can just buy out naval units, obviously. What is the cost of a naval unit? We have $996 for these guys, and these guys should be significantly cheaper, right? $639. Unfortunately, we do have to be pretty industry focused, given what we're doing here. Maybe we just don't have control of the oceans for the moment. I'd hate to lose this this region, but I just don't have the time right now to refocus on gaining control of it again. So we need 3 more techs, and we don't have a bunch of the stuff that we usually get early. This whole game has been so weird. Let's pick up meritocratic promotion. We're gonna need this. It works on the boats too. The boat armies can go up to 8. But given how many troops we don't have, maybe this is something we can push this off to later for sure. So, techs that are relevant to us right now, right at this moment. What is our empire? Our empire approval level is pretty low. Oh, but we have wine boosters. And we have blood crystal, which I'm going to use because it pushes us to fervent, not because I particularly want the effect. And we have... Do we have wine actually coming in? No, we did have... No, we have wine coming in for now, but we know that there's a neutral army, like, right here. And also, Purple could just come and take this down as well, with their sweet army composed entirely of Justiciars. That is ridiculous. But so we can't count on the wine. So we do need to worry about our approval. We're not going to be able to have wine boosters running all the time. Central Market is pretty powerful. We could pick that up. We can also keep working on food and science. We should probably research this. The Alchemy Workshop is very high value. And by the time we're done researching it, we'll be able to build it in our cities. We'll be done with our big project. So you can see the sea weather is causing me to divert to the north, even though there's no northern shore, which is a little awkward. I guess we wouldn't get on the northern shore anyway. We want to be in the water for as long as possible. Oh, hey. I forgot all about this. 4 boarding vessels. Apparently they cannot tell that we have a more advanced boarding vessel design for some reason. Well, I guess we may as well head up here and see what this fortress wants. Actually, the fact that we just got 4 boats is like, that is huge. It's a huge deal. And by the way, in case you were wondering, I know that we could not retrofit our unit here because it's not in our territory, but if it could see the more advanced design, we would still be able to see the retrofit cost, which is what I was curious about. But it looks like we can't upgrade these guys, which is sad. And that neutral army pillaged the titanium extractor in our city, but it's not a big deal because most of our titanium is coming in through Avarilia anyway. Alright, that will be our megapole finished. And we just lost... yeah, we just lost this. I knew it was going to happen. We had no ability to defend it. No ability to defend it. What is... oh, I didn't click on the army in time. You know, let's veer off and hit the ruin real fast. It could be a quest that we need to, like, prepare for. Nope, it was just nothing. It was just an empty ruin. Well, that's disappointing. So we're seeing a little bit, like, how differently you have to play in order to really take advantage of this naval stuff. Oh, we do have a wine extractor. This is what happens when I don't, when I don't play the game for, like, a day. So we need to extend the city to the coast, right? We want to make sure we have a coast so that we can pump naval units out of both of our cities if that needs to be the case. We can use the altar to extend a little bit. Usually we build the altar in our capital, but Mesan is a better city than our capital due to all these river tiles, I think. So yeah, let's build our altar here, and then this city's just going to be kind of snaky. It's going to be kind of a weird shape. I think this is one more total resource than building it here is. I don't know. Our cities are going to be a really strange shape. It's fine. So this is just a single boarding vessel. Oh, green is actually trying to claim this ocean. You can see green has claimed some water down here. I presume if we sailed a boat over to that fortress, we would actually meet green. So it's probably, in a sense, it's good that they did that, because I really do want to meet them. Alright, yep, the altar of Auriga is built. They're going to take our fortress. I'm actually fine with it. We have no ability to defend that thing in the long term. We need to consolidate our power a little bit. The legendary but broken yellow bathysphere needs to be repaired. If you do it, the inhabitants of the listening post in Amael will be glad to trust you. So repair the bathysphere by bringing it to the bastion located in Avarilia. The bathysphere is a strange and finicky contraption. Still, one of them is known for having traversed the Nowhere lands and destroying hordes of savage blue-stained opponents. It is the legendary yellow bathysphere, which sadly now lies half-ruined and in need of repairs. Who would damage the yellow bathysphere? Have to be a real bunch of meanies. Alright, let's escort this thing back home. I'm not too worried about holding these. Mostly I took that quest for the actual quest rewards, not for control of this. Although the fact that this is in such an out-of-the-way location might lead to it remaining under our control for a while. We can only hope. Alright, so now that we've done that, I'm going to build this, even though it makes the city a real strange shape, and it kind of makes it tricky for us to turn this into an approval positive thing. I really just want the ability to build boats out of this city if we need it. The city has the megapole. It needs to be able to build boats. Alright, let's get this dealt with. None of our units are very good, but these guys are cavalry. Actually, should we re-equip a little bit before we do this? Let's have a look at our Mastermind's equipment. So we could go to Tier 3. We actually have a pretty good supply of metals, and the titanium's coming in pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and give him titanium gear. So you can see these legendary quarterstaves, these Tier 3 ones, are really pretty good. Do we want him to have slow down, or would we rather he have unsteady, which drops the enemy's attack? I think we're going to go for unsteady. No, we're going to go for slowdown. We have fragile backline units like the Mastermind, and enemies who have reduced movement speed have even more trouble maneuvering their way through your melee line. How expensive is that? It's 112. I think we won't bother to upgrade him for this. We will upgrade our hero, though. I'm going to have our hero get unsteady. Unsteady gives minus defense. And then obviously we're going to step up the armor. We're a little bit behind where I'd like to be technologically, and in part that's just because I'm really focusing on mission critical stuff. Wait, where can I... There we go. I'm really focusing on things that are new to the expansion, and I'm not playing my tightest game. This ought to be more than sufficient, though. We probably didn't even need to upgrade the hero. And I'll show you why. We need to actually use some of our cool little gimmicks here. So, we have two very, very soft units. Actually, the hero should probably be in front. And we have these militia. Now, our hero has the Hecatomb ability. You cast this on an allied unit, and it just sits on them. It's a buff. And if an allied unit with the Hecatomb buff dies, it explodes and deals damage equal to 30% of its max HP to every adjacent enemy. And then our Masterminds have Bloodlust. Plus 30% damage and initiative on a friendly unit, but it damages them when you use it. And it makes them, gives them 2 extra battle move as well. So these guys are actually going to be a pretty fierce fighting force, especially since they're fighting cavalry, and they have Cavalry Slayer. Or no, sorry, that's their units. This is our guy with Cavalry Slayer. And we're going to be using our various spells to our advantage. Oh, that's unfortunate. Our hero got stunned immediately. Okay, so this guy's all buffed up. Look at his very impressive stats. 100 attack, 38 damage. That's actually pretty good, considering the point in the game we're at. I would love to get some Hecatomb going, but our hero is stunned forever. I do not love the fact that we're probably going to lose that Mastermind, but also I don't care that much, honestly. Alright. Sorry, what was that? Oh, that's right. When we did this quest, it spawned that army, and it spawned that naval group, and then we were supposed to kill them. We failed, but it looks like somebody else killed them, and that gives us quest completion. So we just got control of some fortress and a free tech. What fortress did I get control of? I don't even remember which one that was from. Huh. Was it one of the ones over here? It was. Okay. Some roaming fire ships. So I noticed that I don't have the option of cat's pawing these guys. So there's somebody else's mercenary army, I guess. Alright, do we have a quest from this region's minor faction? I don't think we do. I don't think we know what it will take to pacify them. Let's give that a shot. Okay, green is Broken Lords. So he's left this undefended. We don't share a border with green, right? Yeah, what the heck? Let's try to take some of his naval holdings. This unit apparently has a tiny fraction of a movement point left. Even if you have half a point, it does show 0.5, so I don't know what fraction this guy must have had. It's pretty low. Oh, actually, we don't want him to hit the submarine. We want to take him to the bastion. I think that's what I was supposed to do, right? Garrison him in the... Oh, he's out of movement. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's the thing I was supposed to be doing, is garrisoning him. Alright, it looks like we have managed to somehow miss like a whole bunch of naval ruins. Oh, that's actually very helpful. 100 is a lot of dust at this moment. Alright, what do you guys want? What would it take to make you calm down and stop being a dick? Produce 5 of everything in the city. How feasible is that? We only have 1 pop. And we're about to have 2. We're missing on food and dust and industry. But we can assign the 2 citizens to industry and then just buy out this Empire Mint, and this might fix our food and dust problems right there. So we'll give this to the end of the turn. If this doesn't fix it, then we'll consider doing something else to these guys. Yeah, man, Green is campaigning hard for control of the sea region. We're going to take this just so that he can't get the whole region. And if he considers that to be a warlike action, then I guess we're going to war. Actually, I can't win a naval war. Well, we haven't engaged in actual naval warfare with an AI empire yet. This is a new thing. We can learn some stuff. And, you know, we'll lose this game, and that's fine. Yeah, bring it to the bastion located in Averilia. This is... Wait a minute. It says bring it to the bastion in Averilia, but this shows the bastion in Nathan. There might be a bug in this quest. Okay, well, I guess we'll bring it over there. That's a shame. The bastion in Averilia is really well... that's reasonably defensible, given the positions of our troops and stuff. Boy, I sure hope he doesn't have, like, a hidden submersible nearby. Okay. So a source of gold. Yeah, let's do this. This is probably right. I could have tried to save it for when we needed the 5 approval a little bit more, like after the blood crystal wears off, but the food benefit is too large, I think, to do something silly like that. So, unfortunately, that actually doesn't get us to enough food. When winter ends, we'll get that quest completed. What was the reward for that quest? 25 glass steel. I think what we're going to end up doing here is we're just going to destroy that village and get a new quest. Level up any district or the city center of Mesan to level 2. And we get free minor faction. It seems like the game is way more loose with free tech now. You can find tech in ruins. Tech seem to be rewards for things a lot more often. That's interesting. It's going to add some swinginess to games, though, which I'm not always a fan of. I guess we'll see how it works out in practice. It's a little bit early to be making any kind of pronouncements yet. Alright, so yeah, let's step over here and let's take out this village. Do I want to upgrade the Mastermind first? He's pretty injured. He might just die if we don't. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. What is this? Hungering Maw, Shipwreckers, and a Horned Death. Ah, that's what this is. A roar, a thunder of waves, and the stink of rotting fish. Then the ship just disappeared. A monster has been reported out in the deep blue. It's the size of great ships, even the size of islands. It has been attacked and even wounded, but never killed. The roving clans call it Mumang. The ardent mages refer to it as Dirkzeri, and it is Gilisbeer to the Morgar, because nobody on Origa has any idea how to name a monster. Find the sea monster before it finds you and become a rich hero by killing it. If you cannot kill it completely, it will regenerate and return. So what are the stats on this thing? Okay, the Maw has 1800 health and 136 damage. And it's classed as a submersible. Are all of its parts a submersible? Okay. So we could equip those jaws on our Vorth that give Submersible Slayer. But I think this thing is way out of our reach right now. I guess the tentacles aren't so bad. Only 37 damage. Yeah, 80 attack, 37 damage. We're definitely not in any position. We're certainly not going to attack it with 4 boarding vessels. 4 unretrofitted boarding vessels. But this just might be out of reach for this game. But that's an interesting thing that happens. I love the fact that there's... Oh, my faction quest involved me searching that ruin, apparently. I totally forgot about that. So, free 25 titanium. That's nice. We're building troops with titanium parts, so... Morgar, rest and think. Air, food, water, shelter. These exist, but still, too few Morgar, and too many others. Dominate the simple minds that live on land. If not, they will always be a threat. Trigger Dissent in 3 pacified villages. Okay, so Dissent is our ability to flip a minor faction village. How much does this cost? 33 influence. The value depends on the current era and the size of your empire. 33 is less than a turn of influence gains. Yeah, sure, let's just flip these guys. Okay, and flipping them immediately spawns an army, which we could then cat's paw. If I cat's paw one of these, look, we're taking control of this because I have serious questions. First of all, okay, we're allowed to release the mind control. So one interesting use for the cat's paw that I hadn't really considered before is that in the early game, you could, if you see like Dorgeshi or centaurs, you could possibly cat's paw them depending on what it costs in the early game. Possibly cat's paw them and then use them to scout the surrounding regions at a much improved rate. I mean, the thing they're better at is scanning inward, and you really don't want to settle inward, but you could at least use them to, like, find ruins and pick up minor faction quests and stuff. That's a potentially interesting application. I really don't understand the value yet of Cat's Paw and Descent. I'm trying to put together how they could help us win the game. Okay, so this is pretty dangerous. Our poor mastermind may die. What if we put our hero right here and the mastermind right here? That means that at most one of these guys can attack him. One of these guys attacking him is probably enough. Let's throw out a buff, right? Our damage is 70. Actually, you know what? With our guy buffed up and our defense troops being militia, it probably is better for the mastermind to actually just swing. Oh, everybody's focusing on our hero. That's nice. It's going to make it a lot easier to kill them all. Yeah, there you go. Way to bludgeon him to death with your staff. I mean, this is a pretty good staff. Okay, well, this was even easier than I thought it was going to be. We have a cool little, like, water bolt animation. I had to say, the Endless Legend team knocked it out of the park art-wise on this one. The art in this expansion is all really fantastic. Okay, so we have the option of picking up Spyglass. Units with detection can see invisible units. Detection range is equal to vision range. Ignores line of sight. That's pretty cool. I don't think super relevant to us because we naturally have very good vision. We could pick up naval unit production cost. This seems really valuable for the late game. If you take a Morgar as governor and just kind of like walk him up this side and then veer off and grab this. But it's not super relevant to us right now. This makes no negative effects from weather. I think we're going to focus on these bottom two skills, actually. I mean, I guess we do want to get to Cold Operator, don't we? Maybe, let's... I think I would rather go through Shipbuilder and Inspirational Leader in case we want to move him into a city and build boats later in the game. So let's take this path to Cold Operator. Once we have Cold Operator, we'll come back and we'll pick up some more of these Admiral skills. This doesn't affect the rest of his army. It only affects him, which is a shame. But maybe we actually really need this. You know what, let's focus on making him actually a good fighting unit on the sea. Somebody pointed out in the comments of the last episode that this hero is really better suited to being a governor, and I should be playing him as a governor, and that person is absolutely correct. Influence efficiency 2 is pretty good, and we have a lot of ways to spend influence to do cool things. I have devoted him to the sea mostly just to continue showing off new stuff in the expansion, but you're absolutely right. I should, if I were just playing to win, purely to win, it would be best to use this guy as a governor. Alright, well, so is this sea monster going to attack our stuff? I sure hope not, because we cannot fight him right now. Mason is almost done hyper-focusing on infrastructure. when we get enough citizens, when we get to 6 citizens, we're going to build a burrow right here. That'll level up the megapole. Actually, am I going to build it right here? Maybe I should build it here. And just kind of like do a stick-shaped city. Actually, yes, that's almost certainly right. We'll build a burrow right here. Unfortunately... which one was that? Ah, fair enough. Oh no, the broken bathysphere. Shoot. Alright, well we need to move these guys in that direction. And the bathysphere sadly has to flee. It is now very damaged, and I'm sure it will be pursued aggressively. Yeah, okay. If I mash quickly enough, I can garrison this thing next turn. Before it gets killed. What is this? Green is gonna... yeah. It's active aggression during Cold War, blah, blah, blah. They're very upset that I would dare to prevent them from controlling all of the world's oceans. This is a fog bank, right? Okay. So we can... I wonder... It doesn't seem like the fog banks actually block line of sight. Or, no, never mind, they do. So green cannot see this ship coming. Which might be valuable. Or it may not matter. It may be that even if he did see it coming, he still wouldn't be able to do anything about it. So we're at 95 right now. Somebody's going to reach Era 4 pretty soon, and we'd really like to be at 100 approval when that happens. But unfortunately, these are going to run out pretty soon. We have 3 turns on those 2. We'll have enough gold to pop our gold booster next turn. We might actually be able to be in a position to get Glorious Father, which is fantastic. Plus 100% dust on approval happy is a big bonus. Alright, Tychest has finished its most basic infrastructure stuff, but it still has things that it needs to build. I think I'm going to go to Cargo Dock, though. So what shape is this city going to be in? Where do I want to build this? There's no reason to build it here, I think. This is better for all possible shapes. That's going to take forever. Is that really the first thing I want to do? Let's do dust filtration. That'll get us 6 more dust per turn. I know that doesn't sound like a huge amount, but we desperately need dust. We also desperately need this winter to end. That's okay. It's going to end right now. No, wait, hold on. We're going to start researching a tech. The last tech of Era 2 for the moment. I think it's going to be Public Granary or Central Market. Let's do Central Market. Central Market is an okay building, even if you don't really need the approval, because of the bonuses it gives at high approval levels. Increases the city's food and dust output. Come on, go, go, go. Actually, I moved him with all of his move instead of all but 1. I was supposed to do all but 1. I can't garrison him. Okay, well, let's move him to here next turn, and we'll see if we want to garrison him then. At the very least, we're picking up those pearls. Obviously, I'd like to complete this quest if possible, because I'm very curious what it awards on the other side. And suddenly, through the fog, a bunch of centaurs in a boat. Ah, they actually do have a garrison. Okay, let's not try to kill them then. Or... do I have a way of seeing how long I have left on this cat's paw? Because we could attack. This army's not actually valuable to me, and it's going to revert out of my control at some point anyway. Yeah, what the heck? Let's see what they have. We're scouting. They have boarding vessels with 53 attack, 68 damage, 167 life. How does that compare to my boarding vessels? I think that's about twice the health mine have. Yeah, 46 attack, 44 damage. And remember, the boarding party capacity causes the thing to do extra damage based on how much health it has left. So buffing the HP of a boarding vessel also buffs its damage. Pink is slaying other factions with reckless abandon. And our centaurs are going to get crushed. Okay. That's fine. They took almost no damage. So we have to flip a couple more minor faction villages, which means we need vision of a couple more minor faction villages. So, Misan, please produce for me a single mastermind. We'll use this guy to get vision of, like, this village, and there's another one over there. And then he can just scoop pearls. Because I'm sure that's why these pink guys are in my territory, to steal my pearls. Alright, we have cargo docks. Did we finish the cargo docks in Lillian? No. Or... No, I totally did. Okay. So, we have sea trade at this point, then. 15 whole dust. I was really hoping that was going to be, you know, a higher value. Especially since sea trade values are supposed to be doubled going through oceans you control. But I guess it is true that these cities are pretty close together, and both of them are pretty small. I don't remember exactly what the formula is for determining how much you get out of a trade route, but I know that it takes the distance between the cities into account and also the size of the destination, but not the other, not the size of the initial city. So sadly, killing them did not cause the quest to turn around, which makes me... yeah, I'm pretty bummed. Do I just wait? We just wait for summer to come around? Yeah, actually that seems sensible. Let's not even bother fighting these guys. Because then we have to rebuild the villages. That being the case, I suppose the sensible thing to do is get in the water, but I don't know what we're going to do once we're here. We could come down here and make this one of the villages return. Let's... Where is our... Here we go. So we'll get 40 influence when we do this. It will pay back a significant portion of the influence we spent. I just got an achievement for attacking an enemy from a fog bank. I think it's interesting that that achievement doesn't require that the battle be successful or anything. Take that, purple. Be very, very slightly inconvenienced. What's up? Oh, my boarding vessels are being attacked by some other boarding vessels. Also, it looks like we may be able to just make for the Manufactorium, the Bastion, rather. Yeah, I don't think we should have to manual this. Should be, yeah, kind of a blowout. Free XP? It's valuable. Let's head down here, first of all, to defend our existing fortress here, which is keeping green off of conquering this place, but also to potentially defend the submersible. So, if we do this... Our wine booster is going to end pretty soon, right? Yeah. Alright, let's pop this. Extra 17 gold per turn is nothing to sneeze at. Unfortunately, it looks like we are not going to be at 100%. We're going to lose 3% when the wine booster ends and the other thing kicks in. And I don't really know of a way to suddenly get 5%. I guess I could buy something from the marketplace. Never mind, cannot do that. Don't have that tech. I really would like to get Glorious Father, but it looks like it's not on the not in the cards for us right at this minute. Oh, okay, just spawning those guys has given our sick radar vision, so we get to descend to these guys. And some Broken Lord troops have decided to stop the threat that your expansion represents. Defeat this army coming for you from Tychest. Oh! Shoot, okay. Maybe we can get to them before they disembark. Because we don't have an army. Like, at all. Our standing army is nothing. Go, go, go. Tychus maybe needs to build a... No, we just don't have any units. We could assimilate the Dorgeshi and build some of those. They're not going to be especially good against Broken Lords, who are most likely, not just for this quest, but also we're harassing the Broken Lords player, and it's possible that he will come for us. But their assimilation effect is pretty good, and their unit is better than either of these two. Now let's go ahead and assimilate those guys. I guess our war with Green is probably not going to be... Oh! I forgot all about this. The Dorgeshi are assimilated, and their stockpiles now sit in your coffers and warehouses. Yeah, cool. The Dorgeshi are probably not going to be super relevant against the Broken Lords, actually, because any war I have with the Broken Lords is going to be largely naval. No reason not to search this ruin. You know what I didn't look at is how scary that army is. Ooh, hey! Luxury resource. Die is actually really valuable, and the approval boost is, I was hoping would get us to 100. But it looks like that's not the case. Alright, come on. Go fast, go fast. Come on, attack them, attack them. Oh, sea monster. Yeah, we're at 92 now. Yep, 1 second. Bear with me. Let's make sure that this is going. We're not going to be able to catch up with the turbulence to take advantage of it, unfortunately. Turbulence makes sea travel half as expensive, but this is going to move to the east next turn. Yeah, this is probably the best we're going to be able to do. So we have a group of neutral Berdeki right here. We don't actually have to fight these guys. Like, the neutrals that spawn in our region, we can just cat's paw them and make them fight somebody else instead of eliminating them the old-fashioned way, which is kind of fun. I'm sure that the minor faction mind control side of this race has tremendously cool things you can do with it. I just don't know how to leverage it. Well, I don't know what their stats are, and it looks like there's maybe not a way to see, but we can tell that their transport ships are hot garbage. Let's get out there. This may have saved us, the fact that we were able to catch them while they were still in their boats. So is this the hero? The hero transport ships are better than other people's transport ships. You can see he has 33 attack and 42 damage versus the no attack and no damage and no defense of these other guys. Maybe this is the way you're intended to do this quest, since we have such a naval focus and everything. It's also worth noting there's a bunch of stuff happening. So some of these tiles are giving us minus morale. That's why we have these morale penalties. I started in some rain. This guy has fog, so he has defense against ranged attacks this turn. And transports are ranged attackers. They have 3 range. They have a little arrow attack that they do. But our boarding vessels should be more than capable of flattening these guys, as long as we can take them out before they get to land. Of course, our weakest boarding vessel went after their hero. So he's probably dead this coming turn, but I think the hero's going to go down this one. Oh, hero chose to attack very much the wrong target. Okay, well that was easy enough. Unfortunately, there's a huge sea monster right there. I don't feel super great about that. So that awarded us 25 wine. I know we don't really need the wine right now, but seriously, the AI must be close to entering this. It takes 9 techs to move to Era 2, and then another 9 to move to Era 3, and then another 9 to move to Era 4. So let's use the score screen. Who is on... Let's see. I don't know. That's 21. So actually, they're not that close. 27 techs is when they'll enter that era. So let's hold the wine. I want to try to pop this wine when they're close. to that era so that we can steal that legendary deed. Morgal feels something. The thing is an old thing. The Jailer's Legacy. So again, I think the Jailers in the story are the Endless. Start by learning and gathering resources. Collect 71 science from all exploited tiles within your empire. Okay. So right now we have 51 science coming from tiles, and apparently resources from fortress tiles also count. So we need to either acquire a bunch more fortresses, or we need to acquire a bunch more land, or we need to go back and get Geomic Labs online, right? Because I totally did not research that. But that'll give each one of our science tiles 2 more science, and that'll probably solve it right there. I know we want this stuff. Actually, this might come after the development of Uncommon Alloys. Because we don't have to build mines. We already have a ton of resources, but I want to be able to upgrade our ships with the newer stuff. Although I guess we'll have to build some ships, because the ships we have right now can't be retrofitted. Which is frustrating. I sure hope that sea monster doesn't attack our boats. Let's maybe move our boats away from it, because I'm afraid. Run, guys, run! And I assume the sea monster can't attack our cities. Also, the weather layer has been completely regenerated, because that's how it goes. Uh-oh. Is this going to be okay? Me dropping this guy off here with it about to... Oh! Oh, the winter was depressing science generation? Was it? Let's have a look at the set of... No? Huh. I don't have any idea why winter ending caused us to succeed in our faction quest, but it did. Make sure you have at least 14 strategic resource facilities within your empire. Wow, that's a very large number for that thing. And we will unlock our totem accessories. The ability of the Morgar to control and influence the minds of others improves as it is practiced. They are now able to turn liberated spirits into pure dust. Well, that's very interesting. Okay, and we got 20 influence for this, and wait 2 turns for the repairs to proceed. Oh, and we get a bathysphere. Cool. And we get control of this fortress. This is the one that started the mission. So that'll add 1 more strategic resource. I can't... How are we going to get 14? I guess 14 strategic resource facilities isn't even that many fortresses necessarily, because some fortresses have multiples. Right, like we have 2 here. And probably some of these closed ones are Hyperium or Palladium, or Hyperium or Mithrite facilities. Alright. We still need, we need 1 more turn before we have the growth necessary to build the burrow that we need. I don't know if this is worth doing. Let's make some boats. Yeah, let's make some Vors. Let's get our navy in shape. And we finished our Alchemic Institute. Sweet. So the capital has a half-completed boarding vessel that we may as well finish. And then we'll get to work on other stuff. But actually, as far as empires that only have 3 regions go, I feel that ours is pretty good. Alright, does Tychest have something better it could be doing than trying to pound out the cargo docks? Because actually, we may just want to wait on the cargo docks. I know sea trade is great and everything, but... Oh, we should move these guys over to here. Or... No, I need 2 to make it 5. Alright, now the city is producing 5 of everything. So we have to hold that for 5 turns? Yeah, I have to hold that for 5 turns and we'll get our Dorgeshi pacification. 2 free population to use for building stuff. So that being the case, why don't we, like, put some other stuff in... We'll do the cargo docks once we have the extra points of pop to assign to industry. Yeah, I feel really unsure of how to proceed scientifically. The game is so weird now. I don't know what to prioritize anymore. The valuation of everything has changed. We could try to take over Amman, or whatever this is. Yeah, maybe that's what we'll turn ourselves toward now. This will be our next goal, is taking over that region, which will help a lot with the strategic facilities. this guy can just go scoop pearls. Our Navy's getting into shape. I feel like we're getting into it now. We have a couple of strategic, or a couple of legendary buildings, which is very helpful. We'll have access to good weapons soon. Oh. I think green is getting some ideas here. Oh, right. I never bothered to pick up meritocratic promotion. Well, hold on. Before I click anything... So this is 2 well-equipped boarding vessels. I think I want to fight these guys. I certainly want to stop them from attacking. And I don't think we're going to get a better opportunity than this. But yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a mess. I kind of wish that I wish I had thought about it. I would have split my mastermind off into a different army, because he doesn't need to be in this battle. The governor, the hero definitely should be. Speaking of governors and heroes, that's probably what our dust should be going toward, is I need to be hiring heroes. Alright, so there's some lightning over here, but other than that, there's no weather that could be affecting the battle. You may as well start in the back, since his guys get to go first. And which one of them is first? This one... Yeah, let's all focus on that guy then. The reason I want to focus on this guy is that he's going to attack a target and get counterattacked. And then this guy might attack the same target and not get counterattacked. So there's a possibility that we'll end up with a health differential and this guy will be lower, which means he's the focus target. Probably that didn't need to be explained, but I thought, wow, we are not hitting them at all. 0 damage 3 times in a row. 4 times in a row. Okay. That's really bad. That's some incredible RNG. Hold on. Let's try to look at this table down here. Did this change? It doesn't look like the odds are significantly different. 75-25. Yeah, the thing that's happening just shouldn't be happening. This is some really, really bad luck. So we're actually going to completely lose this naval battle and all of our armies. Oh, we got stunned. He has the stun thing. We're not even going to kill the... Well, we might. They're a little too focused on the wrong guy. Our hero does have 435 health as a boat. Could you please not do 0? Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay. The buffs that we've taken to our hero's transport form totally saved that. And I think if we fight this guy again at the beginning of next turn, we will win. This has a blue glow. That doesn't mean anything. I guess it's just always part of the graphic. Yeah, probably. Alright, come on, Navy. We really need to get our Navy into shape. Okay, I think our little empire is actually doing okay. If Pink declares war on us or something, we're going to be in real bad shape. Actually, you know what we could do? I just thought about it. Green is starting to upset me. Okay, hold on. One thing at a time here. So we got our bathysphere. So what is it? What is this? Hey. Give me that back. Alright, yeah, no winner can be designated this turn. No winner can be designated this turn. So, naval units can't defend a nearby fortress. It gets taken no matter what. So you actually have to have stuff garrisoned. Oh, I want to attack. Now it's his territory, so this would be war. It was Cold War. It was a thing you could do in Cold War before because it was neutral. Alright, well that's an interesting lesson. That's a thing that we need to learn. So what is the story with this submersible? the yellow bathysphere. It has submersion, stun 1. Is there a way to... We don't actually have the ability to build bathyspheres, so I can't look at the bathysphere design. I can look at this. Let's have a look at this. So first of all, naval unit. Endless Flames deals 25% damage to the target and opponents next to both the target and the attacker, and I assume that we can upgrade that capacity to 2. We could also change his weapon to a dust focal laser. Deals 50% damage to the target and to opponents up to behind the target up to 2 tiles. So it's a beam weapon, right? And it lowers the enemy's attack. Whereas setting them on fire just does damage. So this is 20% of their life each round for 3 rounds. What is the basic version? Oh, the basic version deals 25% damage to the target and opponents in the frontal cone, whereas this deals 50% damage. Okay, so it doesn't increase the burn. It increases the initial impact damage. It's cool that we can build laser cannons, and I really love the games. This is not an Endless Legend Tempest thing. It's an Endless Legend thing in general. I really love the mix of the sci-fi and the fantasy industry imagery. That is an awesome laser cannon on a wooden base with like little tiny wheels like you see on cartoon catapults. That is just delightful. Like I said, I love everything about the art from this expansion. It's such a good job. Alright, so we have a couple of concerns now. First of all, we need to construct a navy. Secondly, we need to construct a ground army out of Dorgeshi, strong enough to make Pink not see us as an easy target, at least. Also, we're going to employ another one of our race's unique things. I think this seems like a fine time for this. He's leery on account of aggression. I think we're going to drop the black spot on him. This is very expensive. So, if you're not familiar with what the black spot does, I think there's a little pop-up, yeah. A black spot curse has been put on an empire, Grimod. Regardless of current diplomatic relations toward that empire, and until this is removed, any other empire can enter the cursed empire and eliminate their units for dust without constraints or penalties. So first of all, it is sort of as though everyone is at war with them, and secondly, you get dust when you kill their units. They probably have some feelings about this. We accept it, as we have no choice. That's true, you do have no choice. So does that mean I can attack this now? Yeah, black spot. I don't think we should lose this. I guess it is going to depend to a certain degree on whether he gets a lucky stun off on the hero. Who do I want to take the initial hit? I think it is the hero. Because I think if he hits our boarding vessel, he's going to seriously wound it, and I'd rather have 2 units out fighting. He can't reach that, right? Yeah. Alright, no stun? No stun. Alright, so we can remove the black spot at any time by paying a small influence cost. He can also remove the black spot by paying an influence cost. It's, I imagine, pretty hefty at first, and then the longer the black spot has been on him, the less and less it costs. It works very much the same way as the Roving Clan's market ban ability. So wait, was that the 2 ships that were garrisoned over here? It was. Alright, we're going to go snake this real quick. And it's possible that the other empires will now turn on green. How's green's overall score? Is green actually like a real threat? Green's score is the highest. At least of the players we know. We haven't met red or blue. How are people doing on research? Green is at 22. So it's not yet time to pop the one. I guess, though, red and blue could potentially be higher up on the science track. We should meet red. We should meet all of our neighbors so that we can get more accurate metrics. Because this stuff does, if you never check the score screen, it really is an important habit to get into. You can learn a lot. Oh, we could buy naval mercenaries. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Also, there's a Skyfin up for grabs. Skyfins are really good mercenaries. for their ability to, run off somewhere and siphon resources. Also, if you need scouting done, they're pretty powerful. I think I'm gonna, let's get heroes. We need governors very badly. Right, we don't have any of our cities governed. Oh, and our ocean regions show up on the city screen. That's nice. So let's buy some governors. Let's actually play in this legend in a sensible fashion for a change. Science Boost 1, Expansion Support 1, Science Boost 2 I like. Army stuff, Dust Boost 3. I don't see any of the really exciting ones. Expansion Support, Food Boost 1. I think we're going to take Johnport and put him in whichever city is generating the most dust right now. The capital. And if you're curious why I did that, it's because Dust Boost 3 plus 1% dust per hero's level on city is slightly more important in cities where, you have a lot more dust. We don't have any of the titanium or glass steel armor techs, which means we don't have access to those accessories. It would be nice to be able to equip him with those. Well, we'll get there. I think we probably will not get there, but we'll pick up some armor tech soon. And especially the fact that any armor tech gives your ships the only armor of that type that's available to them means that picking up those tier 1 techs is no longer quite as bad as it used to be. Or at least as unfulfilling as it used to be. I'll take that. Alright, so it says... I like the fact that the units are marked with the little black spots so that it's hard to forget. The little black spot icon on them. This is 6 boarding vessels. I wish that I had picked up Alliance Tech. In fact, I wish that so much that we're going to go get it. If we make an alliance with him, he won't be able to attack our stuff, but we'll still be able to attack his stuff if he's black-spotted. These guys can really play an uneven diplomacy game, I guess. I hadn't been thinking about that. This is good. We're learning, we're learning slowly how to make use of all of this stuff. Alright, well, unfortunately, I think that's going to be it for today's episode. Come back next time, tomorrow. More Endless Legend Tempest. We're going to continue to prosecute an uneven war against Green. Hopefully, the other nations are joining in. It looks like Purple has some adjacency. They may be able to help us. And we'll see you then.